What if tomorrow morning, every single human being on Earth suddenly disappeared? No warning, no explanation, just gone. At first, it would feel like the quietest day in history. Streets filled with abandoned cars, airplanes suddenly without pilots, falling from the sky, thousands of trains grinding to a halt on their tracks. In the very first hours, our pets and livestock would be the first to notice. Millions of dogs would bark at doors that never open again. Cats would wander confused through empty apartments. Farm animals would wait for food that never comes. Meanwhile, electricity grids would begin to collapse. Some power plants are automated, but most need people to keep them running. Within a day or two, most of the world would be plunged into darkness. Airports would fall silent, ports would freeze, and satellites would continue orbiting overhead, with no one left on Earth to use them. Within a week, nuclear power plants without human supervision would shut down automatically, but some reactors and fuel storage facilities could leak radiation, poisoning the surrounding landscape. Domestic animals would suffer. Many would die without humans to feed them, though some, like stray dogs, pigs, and rats, would quickly adapt and thrive. Zoos would become heartbreaking scenes. Lions, tigers, elephants, all trapped, with no one to release them. But some cages would eventually break, releasing predators into cities that have never seen them before. After a month, nature begins to reclaim everything. Weeds break through asphalt. Grass spreads across lawns and highways. Without constant pumping, subways and underground tunnels flood with water. Coyotes would wander into empty suburbs. Birds would take over rooftops. Crocodiles, bears, and wolves would return to lands that were once theirs. Without pest control, insects would multiply rapidly. Mosquitoes, flies, and cockroaches would swarm through abandoned homes, while bees might actually thrive without pesticides, repopulating the world. After 10 years, the outlines of human civilization would still be visible, but decaying. Wooden houses would rot. Roofs would collapse. Cars would rust in driveways. In places like New York or Tokyo, vines and ivy would crawl over skyscrapers. Bridges would weaken and collapse into rivers. Animals would rule the cities. Packs of wild dogs, herds of deer. Even elephants in places like India or Africa would wander down empty highways. The night sky would finally be free of light pollution. For the first time in centuries, the Milky Way would shine brighter than ever above Earth's abandoned cities. In 100 years, forests would cover most towns and suburbs. Concrete and asphalt would crack apart, swallowed by roots. Steel and glass skyscrapers wouldn't last long. Without maintenance, almost all of them would collapse within 200 years. But some structures would endure. The pyramids in Egypt, the Great Wall of China, Mount Rushmore. Stone monuments could last thousands of years, yet our most durable legacy wouldn't be on land. The radio signals we've already sent into space would continue traveling outward forever, carrying evidence of our existence to distant stars. After 10,000 years, almost nothing would remain of modern civilization. Forests, deserts, and oceans would erase our cities. In a million years, the Earth would heal almost completely. Mountains would rise and fall. Rivers would carve new paths. Ice ages would come and go. The only traces of humanity might be a few scattered ruins, fossils buried deep underground, and the strange layer of plastics, concrete, and nuclear isotopes in the Earth's crust, a geological scar proving we were once here. So, what if humans disappeared tomorrow? The truth is, Earth wouldn't end. It would begin again. And nature, given enough time, would erase almost everything we built. Maybe one day, another intelligent species would rise, discover the ruins, and ask the same question we ask now. What happened to the humans?